What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another Epic 7 video. Today we have the Kane preview. If you didn't already watch the Abyssal You Fiend first impressions, go check that one out. And here we go, the next guy up to bat. I can't wait to see Kane. I think so far to date, we don't really have characters that look like Kane, so I'm really excited to see what Smilegate did with him. He's not a Moonlight unit, right? I believe we saw he's a Fire Warrior, so let's go see what he's all about here.
I'm Kane. Now, I'll make you wish you never met me.
Okay,
The
okay.
weak are nothing but
Dang,
prey.
those wings?
Did you really think you could beat me?
He is awesome.
Kane is the last vampire lord of Eurasia. Born as the illegitimate son of the fallen Drake family,
Okay.
Kane was abandoned at birth and grew up in backstreets and alleyways. He was raised by violence and destruction, by betrayal and fierce competition. His vampiric appetites and abilities manifested relatively late in life, so he had been oblivious to his true identity. It wasn't until a life-threatening encounter with the Vampire Slayers that he experienced an awakening and learned of his true nature.
Imagine getting kicked.
Later, having expanded his influence
With
as
those
the
wings
last
out.
vampire lord of Eurasia, he gathered other vampires.
Oh, there's
and formed
Abigail.
a faction. Then he began his conquest to take control of the continent with his two loyal attendants, Elvira and Abigail.
Elvira? I thought it would be
forefront.
Elvira. Elvira? Okay. All right, here we go, guys. Pause from
Kane-
here. Fire Warrior Leo with attack concentrations. Attack for both imprint and release and imprint concentration. Very typical, very fitting for him. All out offense is what this guy screams, right, guys? I was hoping he might be like a bruiser style unit just based on like his stature. But Leos usually are a little bit more offensive, so let's see what he is all about here. Let's move on here to the Force Way. All right, skill 2, passive first. At the start of the first battle, gains 50 fighting spirit. Upon receiving lethal damage, grants immortality and vampirism for 1 turn. Upon receiving lethal damage. Okay. So immortality and vampirism. Very reminiscent of units like Bryceria, Abigail, who was mentioned at the start, right? They have kind of interacting unique features like that in terms of what they give to themselves or other party members. And resets cooldown of Feast of Predation, which I'm assuming we're going to see here in a second. That sounds like his skill 3. Can only be activated once every 9 turns. All right, that sounds like Kayron. Kayron's immortality, essentially. After an ally attacks, if the target is inflicted with bleed, gains... All right, he's a bleed. He's going to be a bleed unit, which typically, guys, are not that strong for PvP. Usually more of a PvE style of ability, but we'll see. If the target's inflicted bleed, gains 10 fighting spirit. So he's fighting spirit, which we saw here, gains 50, gains 10 for every bleed. After an ally attacks, if the target's inflicted with bleed. After an ally attacks, when fighting spirit is full, consumes all fighting spirit to make the caster enraged. All right, all right. There's already a lot to this passive as well, so yeah. He's gonna be he's gonna be like a glass cannon that goes crazy with bleeds and enrage, does a ton of damage, and wants allies to attack while bleeds are available as well. Another fighting spirit unit. Okay. So actually, guys, a lot of people were predicting, and it kind of revealed here. Kind of like Brieg was showcased against the Light Expedition, more of a PvE unit. He can be used in PvP. Kane is shaping up after this reveal. 1 with bleed, and 2, he's going to be for the new Rift mode, right? This Defect Terminator Xeon, which should be live already by the time y'all watch this video.
Consumes all fighting spirit to make the caster enraged for 2 turns.
Wow, that looked like decent damage, and then after the enrage, he gets this like special animation. That hammer swing looks cool, Vampiric Touch. All right, so here's the Feast of Predation. Attacks the enemy by unleashing their power and grants increased attack greater to the caster for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases proportional to the number of debuffs inflicted on the target. Yeah, guys, with how many debuffs he's going to need and bleeds, his kid is already screaming PvE. This is almost certainly going to be a PvE unit. Players that want to have fun in PvP could probably make something work. But yeah, he's gonna be like the premier Rift unit is what that new mode is called. Which honestly, to me, guys, I would have preferred Kane was used in a lot other areas. But if he gets a lot of play, at least he'll be a prime unit there. He's gonna be insane for this mode more than likely. All the fire units for this first season, which lasts 4 to 6 months of Rift. But I was hoping he would be more of a PvP unit, to be honest. But hey, we'll see how it goes. All right, so. Proportional number of debuffs, greater attack buffed for 2 turns, and then acquires 50 fighting spirit as well. I want to see the interaction again real fast. At the start of the battle, upon receiving lethal damage. Okay, so the reset, the skill 3 will get reset after he receives lethal damage. He'll get immortality vampirism, then he can use that big feast of predation again to hopefully like lifesteal back up quite a lot, right? Let's go and see the animation real fast against the Xeon, the Rift boss.
Increase is proportional to the number of debuffs inflicted on the
Really cool animation, honestly.
skill.
All right, and then skill 1, hammer time. Attacks the enemy with a hammer, inflicts bleeding for 2 turns, more bleed when the caster is enraged. Or I guess the bleed was, there was just a lot of talk about bleed on the skill 2 passive, but this is how we proc the bleed, 100% chance. When the caster is enraged, ignores ER. All right. When it is the caster's turn, activates Rock Smash as an extra attack. And we saw the animation for that Rock Smash. He kind of like scrapes his hammer along the ground, and it will be an AoE attack and dispels 1 debuff from the caster. All right. Well, guys, his kit really, really screams like it was tailor-made for the Rift boss, which is okay. But that does mean, guys, when like the Rift boss rotates out, he'll be primarily what, like maybe a Hollow Trial, maybe like an Earth Expo kind of unit. But to me, guys, I don't mind that at all. PvE is an important part of the game, and I'm sure a lot of y'all watching love PvE. But I just think with his design, I would have loved to see him crush in PvP. But maybe he can be used there. Maybe we'll try it out here on the channel. But let's go ahead and check out this last animation for Hammer Time.
Dispels 1 debuff from the caster.
Okay, so the basic animation looks all right. And the artifact we saw previewed as well, this is called Tyrant's Descent. When attack increases damage dealt by 6% at max is 12, and then with an additional 3% for each debuff inflicted on the enemy, up to a maximum of 24%. All right, so just a all-out damage artifact, guys. His entire kit screams just go all-out damage. You don't care about anything else, because even if you do get hit by lethal damage, you're going to proc that immortality, you're going to get that vampirism, you're going to reset your skill 3, and you're just going to go to town again. So a very, very all-out kit, which really, really resonates with his sort of personality, his backstory, and he's going to destroy PvE, especially the Rift boss. So get ready for that, guys. I want to see the showcase now, and we'll just talk. Oh, last thing. Let's check the idle animation in the lobby if they show it. Here we go. Okay. All right, dude, that looked like a good drink. Very anime. All right, let's talk, guys. All the showcases are going to be PvE, at least. Let's see. Usually they'll include a PvP one as well. Do they have anything here? No. Wow. Okay, guys. So, yeah, even Smilegate is saying here that he's meant for PvE. This Rift is going to be a big game changer too, though. I think it's going to be insane for acquiring gear, which we all know getting gear in Epic 7 is one of the most difficult aspects of the game. So, I mean, he's probably going to do a lot of game time. You're going to be using him a lot. Just be careful, guys. The fact that he's not limited and he's PvE means you may want to save for the upcoming collab banners if they do come out by the end of the year. We're still waiting on 2 Espel Full Metal Alchemist. And on top of the 2, there's that Group Covenant where you get those limited banners like Landy. You can pick up those extra guiding lights, those Draco plates with Luna, etc. But if you do plan to go really crazy, I think for this mode, guys, he's probably going to be a must-have if you really want to pump out damage. We'll have to see fully how Rift goes to see if he's really necessary there. But just a heads up to be careful with your bookmarks. Don't go crazy if you do summon him. Try not to go for too many imprints. PvE is usually pretty forgiving. Pick up 1 copy of him and his artifact, and then call it a day. But yeah, all right, looks awesome. A little sad he's PvE only, but I'm sure we're going to get a lot of game time with him regardless. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.